September 11th. I hate this day. I have since 2001. And that'll probably never change. So, where was I living on September 11th, 2001? I was living in Poland. And I had just returned from a visit to the USA. And I was a bit jet lagged. I remember that I had gotten up early that day because of jet lag and had a bunch of things to do. And then I took a nap, probably around noon, and I woke up just around 3. And I remember turning on the TV and seeing smoke in New York City and, well, you know, that type of stuff. And I said to myself, oh, they must have rearranged the cable channels again. Because that did happen from time to time. The cable company would decide that it needed to, for whatever reason, swap out the channels. So instead of something being on channel 5, it would now be on channel 3, etc. And then I looked at the bottom of the screen, and it said CNN. And I said to myself, wow, they've even incorporated CNN into this movie. That's awesome. And then I turned up the sound and realized it was CNN. And that the channels hadn't actually been swapped around. And I remember just sitting there watching the commentary. And this is right after the first plane hit. And I remember the commentary of the second plane hitting. And I remember the reporter saying that he heard a rumbling, and then the first tower went. And I was just sitting there mortified, watching all this happen on CNN, and it was like a movie. Now, no disrespect meant to those who were in New York City, but I was, 5,000 miles away. Although I had been in New York City on that trip to the USA, but still, I was just sitting there in front of the TV with my mouth wide open, going, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I still can't believe it. I really can't. And then, of course, my cell phone started ringing, and I kept getting texts from friends of mine in Poland, where are you, and are you okay, and blah, 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 and yes, I'm fine, and I remember I had to make a run out to the supermarket, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to stay there in front of the TV the whole day. Because they had a radio station there in the supermarket, and it was telling about what was happening, play by play, so to speak. And I ran home, and I don't think I slept that entire night. I mean, I just kept the TV on, and I camped out on the couch, and I remember hearing about all the airports in the US being closed, and it was shocking, to say the least. Very shocking. I sat in front of the TV the following day, too, because school hadn't started yet. It was a private school, so it started a little bit after the public schools did. And I received an email from a family member asking me if I was okay. Now, mind you, I was in rural Poland at the time. And I sent him an email back saying yes, and he, in his well-meaning ways, asked if I needed to get out of there because he could lend me the money to get back to the USA. And so I sent him an email saying, I live in Poland, not Pakistan. I'm probably safer than you are. And that sort of ended that exchange. And then they started showing the pictures of the airplanes actually hitting the towers. I watched that once. Well, I tried to watch it once, but CNN kept showing it to me every 10 seconds. You're not gonna believe what happened, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we know by now, okay? Just turn it off already. But they didn't. So I did. I turned CNN off, and I just watched other things instead. Because after you watch it once, you don't need to watch it again. I'm sorry, I don't have some kind of morbid curiosity of watching people die. I just don't. It's just not me. And then there are, of course, the people who say we should never forget. Well, how are you going to forget something like this? You're just not going to. Especially if you're an American, you're not going to forget. And then a lot of these annoying people who say never forget put up pictures of the airplanes hitting the towers again on the internet. It's like, well, thanks a lot. Every year I want to relive this. I don't want to relive this. What I want is for me not to have to remember it because it didn't happen. Should children be educated about it? Of course they should, especially American children. Do you need to do that with a video watching airplanes slam into towers and people jumping to their death and all that? No, you don't. You really don't. So stop it. Stop putting it on my internet. I'm not going to forget it. I promise. Nobody in their right mind could forget it. We just don't need to relive it over and over and over. This is a Florida writer signing off. Goodbye.